good, YouTube? It's your boy Obi. I'm back with a new video, and I got a special treat for you guys today. I get to bring in my brother Rodney for some analysis on WrestleMania. Say hi to the people, right?
Hey, how's everybody doing out there on YouTube? I'm here on my show giving my expertise on WrestleMania event last night. So, all right.
So let's jump into some review. All right. So let's start out with the first match of the night, man. We had Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan.
Oh God, can we skip this one?
Everybody was excited for this match. I thought, the build-up wasn't that great.
I was excited.
You were excited?
I was. I thought it was going to be a pretty solid match. But,
okay. So what do you think happened? Like, why do you think they put the 18-second thing out?
I think it's because it was April Fool's. I guess that was their way of throwing in a little April Fool's joke. But I heard on online sources, they said that they actually did it because they wanted to break a record. Yeah. I think Kane beat Chavo Guerrero for the ECW championship, I think, for like 8 seconds. They were trying to beat that. They failed. Yeah. It was 18, so
it's kind of like a mute point. But, like, I don't understand why you would put your talent like Daniel Bryan out there, young guy's first championship match at WrestleMania, his first match, period, at WrestleMania, and you have him lose in 18 seconds.
And I think it's something about the World Heavyweight Championship. I think Vince, because, that's WCW's title. Yeah. I think that's kind of Vince's way of taking a shot at WCW, saying, this is my title. It will never be on the same level as the WWE Championship. So, because even last year when Alberto Del Rio, the whole point of winning the Royal Rumble is you're supposed to highlight WrestleMania.
Right.
I mean, this is the second year in a row that it was an opener. It was an opener match. I
don't get that at all. So I think you have a valid point with the whole Vince McMahon and WCW.
Yeah, because I got WCW. Anyone who watched wrestling in the 90s, they see that championship. There goes the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
Right. It's very iconic because a lot of people have held it, but WWE has devalued it.
I think that's more recognized than the WWE Championship.
Because it's ugly. It changes all the time.
Oh, man.
So, Daniel Bryan lost in 18 seconds. So, that was our first match. It didn't start out great. So, let's move on to the next match. Okay, so we went from the lows of the Daniel Bryan losing in 18 seconds to a pretty good match with Randy Orton and Kane. I think they went back and forth throughout the match. And then at the last second, Kane was able to get an unexpected win, a super choke slam off the turnbuckle.
That was pretty big. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, I did not expect Kane to win that match.
I was kind of surprised it was as good because, Kane, he's getting up there. He's not really as smooth, I should say, in the ring as he used to be. Mm-hmm. But they put on a pretty good match. I think it was a lot of back and forth action. I was actually surprised Randy Orton didn't get RKO on him throughout the whole match. Yeah. That surprised me. I thought I would get at least one.
Yeah. So why don't you tell the people about this match and how you said that you picked Kane when you really
okay.
Randy Orton.
No, I picked Kane before WrestleMania because I was saying Kane, his WrestleMania record isn't really that great, and Randy Orton, he always wins that WrestleMania. I think Randy Orton's only lost 3 times in his entire career. That was to Undertaker. He lost to Triple H. And this time, to Kane. Other than that, he's won. I just think it was their way to show him respect. Because Kane, they always talk about Attitude Era Superstars. A lot of people forget Kane was there too. And he's one of the originals. And, I think it was well deserved. I'm really happy they put Kane over him.
I'm happy they did too because I think Kane lost a little bit of credibility going down John Cena.
That's another thing. It's okay if I touch you on?
Go ahead, brother.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I didn't really like how... I don't know how the Kane Cena thing kind of ended. John Cena, how the way they put John Cena over Kane. One of the reasons I really wasn't excited for this feud because they had Kane looking kind of weak because he just lost to Cena. It really kind of lost motivation for the feud, I think, and it ultimately didn't really. It was a good match, but the build-up wasn't that great at all. But it was a good match.
Randy Orton rarely gets good build-ups for pay-per-views, so. Kane beats Randy Orton in the shocker. I don't think a lot of people called that one out. This dude claims that he did.
I did. I was 8-0 by the way.
I didn't hear that one. So
8-0.
Let's not talk about picks and numbers. So if you saw my review, my predictions, just try not to remember that because it wasn't very good. Okay, so I said go to the next match, and I did not realize the next match was Big Show and Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes is one of my favorite superstars, and Big Show is one of my least favorite superstars of all time, really. So the fact that they put Big Show over Cody Rhodes, I kind of scratched my head to it because I'm not sure where they're going to go with that. With Big Show, he was going for the World Heavyweight title, and now he's the Intercontinental Champion. And now what does Cody Rhodes do? He just lost to Big Show, who has one of the worst records at WrestleMania.
He's never won this was his first singles match win in his entire career. And in the matches that he did win in the tag team matches, he wasn't involved in the final decision.
The fact that you just said that and they had one of their up-and-coming stars lose to him, I don't understand it, man. I don't get a WWE with the young superstars. They buried Daniel Bryan to start the night off, and then they buried Cody Rhodes. And what if Wade Barrett was out there? Would they bury him too?
If he would have went up, if he was there, he's supposed to go up against Randy Orton, right?
Yeah, that's probably what they were heading.
He would have buried Randy Orton would bury him.
So you had you want to do grades for these matches?
Oh yeah, we should. Oh, but on the Big Show thing, I picked Big Show to win because I said for the reason that his record was so bad. That's not a good look, especially because Big Show's a future Hall of Famer. You got to give him some wins. That was his first singles win, and he's been in the WWE for 12 years. Come on, man. That is just terrible.
He's supposed to be dominant, and he's not really dominant.
That record isn't dominant.
But my thing is, how are you supposed to be dominant when you're the Intercontinental Champion, not the Heavyweight Champion?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so we were going through this whole thing, and we didn't give grades for the matches. So I think neither of us wants to do the grades for Daniel Bryan and Sheamus because it really wasn't a match. So we'll start out with the Kane and Randy Orton. And I'll just say I would give that star personally a 3 out of 5. I think the match flowed pretty good. And you didn't really expect too much out of Kane and Randy Orton, but I think they gave you...
It was flourished. The ring work was flourished. Ring work, I give it a 3 out of 5 as well.
Okay. So Cody Rhodes and Big Show. What would you give that?
It was your typical, little man, big man match. Cody Rhodes was doing the hitting and moving.
Mm-hmm.
I give it 2 stars out of 5. This match didn't really do it for me.
1.5 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was the second worst match of the night. Well, third worst if you count the Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. So, yeah, that match didn't really do it. But Big Show wins the Intercontinental Championship. We'll see where that leads him.
Well, it's the Big Show. it's the big fat slow tonight.
Oh, okay. So next we had the Divas match. Marina Menounos, or is that how you say her name?
Marina Menounos.
Yep. And Kelly versus Eve Torres and Beth Phoenix. We were talking about how they just buried the Divas with these celebrities, and everybody pretty much knew that Kelly and the Maria girl was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what did you expect out of this?
I didn't really expect much. I already knew the outcome. I wasn't very excited about this match, honestly, and I don't know. It was just it's just not a good look when the Glamazon, she's pushed as a dominant diva, and then you have this Maria girl who's a talk show host. The girl looks like she haven't eaten in 2 weeks. Yeah. She just rolls her over. It's just not a good look. It's not. I never liked the whole idea of celebrities fighting superstars because you're burying your talent.
They don't care about the Divas division, obviously. So, I mean, why should we care? If they don't care, why should we care?
I do admit the funny part of that match was when Kelly and Maria was doing the stink face on Eve, and Maria had on some white wrestling white pants when she was wrestling, and some of Eve's makeup got on the back of Maria's pants, and it looked like she crapped herself.
Yeah, it looked like she just took a dump.
That was the highlight of the match. Other than that, it's not even worth watching, really.
Nah, that's the one you hit the skip mode on. So.
Yep. Restroom break. Okay,
so surprisingly, the next match after that, I guess they had to make up for that crap match, so they put out the Hell in a Cell end of an era Triple H versus Undertaker with Shawn Michaels as the guest referee. I think we were both surprised that it went out that early, but I think it fit as far as the context of the pay-per-view. So I think the match started out pretty slow. Well, it started out with Undertaker, dominating Triple H. Then
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Like the first 5 to 7 minutes, I mean, Undertaker was just taking it to Triple H.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to steal. Well, no, steel steps was when the tide turned, actually.
Oh, yeah, when he brought it in the ring.
Yeah. But he was taking it to Triple H. I mean, he was throwing them into the cell. Mm-hmm. It was a pretty brutal match, I would say.
Yeah, I think they were both selling the hits very well. Undertaker was, when he was bamming Undertaker's head on the steel steps, that was all head.
Yeah, that was the thing, though. Undertaker is the one who brought the steel steps in the ring. And then Triple H used it against him. It was kind of funny after Triple H just destroyed him with the steel steps. He hurried up and took him out the ring. Yeah. He threw the steps out the ring.
He threw the steps out.
He's like, you ain't gonna use this against me.
Yeah, but like, I think the match was just brutal as far as, impact shots with the chairs, the stairs and stuff. I think Undertaker took like 12 chair shots to the back.
You see the bruises. His back was bruised up. Yeah. It was pretty bad. Yeah, he kept giving his back with the chair shots. Mm-hmm. And, after a while, there's only so much your back can take. I mean, you can see the bruising on his back in his shoulder areas. It was pretty bad.
He was taking them chair shots. And Shawn Michaels played it. I thought Shawn Michaels' addition to the match wasn't very good, but he played his part in that match.
Shawn Michaels really, I think that's what really made it told, like I said, it told a story. I think Shawn Michaels did a great job of selling it. Like, in the parts of the match where he was going up to Undertaker, he said, look, man, just let me stop the match. It's just one match. It's just one match. And then Undertaker kept saying, no, don't stop the match. Don't stop it. Mm-hmm. It was, because the thing was the end of an era.
Right.
And, these were 2-3 guys who, play key roles in the Attitude Era. I think it was their way of saying goodbye.
Yeah, I think so.
It was a pretty emotional match. I mean, it was parts where, Triple H kept telling Shawn, hey, end the match or I'm going to end him. And then he almost executed him with the sledgehammer.
Right. So, like, the turning point of the match would probably be where he got Shawn Michaels in Hell's Gate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Triple H hit him with the chair. Then he gets Triple H in Hell's Gate.
Yeah.
So that's when Undertaker started to take a little charge. And then after that, Triple H could never really recover.
No, the referees came out. It was pretty funny when the refs came out. Mm-hmm. Undertaker, he chokeslammed the referees. Hey, none of y'all interfering in this match. Right. They ain't going down like that.
Undertaker was determined not to let that initial Triple H domination in the match to stop him from reaching this goal.
I like how that part where what really stood out to me was when Shawn Michaels hit Undertaker with the Sweet Chin Music after he recovered from the Hell's Gate. He kicked him right into the pedigree. Like, right when Undertaker turned around after the Sweet Chin Music, Triple H caught him in the pedigree, and he still kicked out of that. That just really spoke volumes of, I think it really showed how far Undertaker's willing to go to keep the streak intact.
If he took shots from both of guys' finishers simultaneously almost, and he still kicked out, that just shows you, man, like you said. And with the whole end of the era thing, I think when you go back and when they were leaving the ring, they all were sitting there hugging.
Yeah, it really.
And they waved to the crowd. I think it might have been Undertaker's last match.
I think it was Undertaker's last match, and I think Triple H only got a couple more left in him as well.
Yeah,
he looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. Usually Triple H, he got a little fat over the years. He got some definition in his six pack a little. He looked like he was in good shape, but like I said, I think it's the last time you're ever going to see those three. They probably might be in the ring during a promo, but as far as like a match, I think that was Undertaker's last match. People kept saying 20-0, 21-0, or who he's going to fight next year. I think 20-0. I think that's good.
That's a perfect number. I don't think you want to keep pushing it, but he's a big draw. Such a big draw. Like the last 2 years, really 4 years in a row, his match
has been centered towards.
Yeah, they stole the show at WrestleMania, and so I don't know how they're going to get ready to get rid of that. But
what'd you give this match?
I had to give it 5.
I give it a 5 out of 5. That was the best match.
Just for the story alone that it told, I mean.
And then the physicality, the setups, it was just perfectly executed.
So, all right. All right, so my name is John Rhodes. I am now the general manager of both Raw and SmackDown. So I like to tell my tip prevailed to WrestleMania. But nah, man, it's so sad to see Teddy Long go as a general manager at SmackDown. How long was he the general manager at SmackDown? It's been
since 2003. It's been about almost 10 years. It's almost been an entire decade of him being the GM. He's been there for a while.
And to have him lose, I know. I was like, that could be the last time we see that for a while.
I don't think we're gonna see the Teddy dance for a while. But you ain't got nothing to dance about.
Well, he still got Oksana.
Yeah, so he unemployed.
But anyway, he still got the chick though, so he cool. Yeah. But just to have him lose the match because of Eve Torres,
I didn't really like that. I don't think that was the right ending for that type of match.
Not
unless I did think maybe they was kind of implying that maybe John Laurinaitis had her as a decoy to distract them. That would have made more sense.
If that was the case, though, when Laurinaitis came out,
yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all. I think that would have made sense, but they didn't do it. So I guess she just did it just for the heck of it. Said, you know what?
But Teddy didn't even want to put Zack Ryder on the team at first, but then he brought the Great Khali with him, so that's why he got.
Man, Great Khali is a waste of space in that ring. As far as in the ring, he is. That is just.
So
that chop. That's not believable. That's not a believable finisher. It's
it's not believable. Just like the Cobra, it's a certain moves in wrestling that makes it look bad. So that's one of the moves.
But this match had some nice spots where Ryder, Truth, and Kofi Kingston flipped over on to Team Laurinaitis. They were all outside the ring.
That's probably the best part of the match.
Flipped on them, and then my boy Santino was getting in there.
Yeah, he hit the Cobra on.
Really, Ray J, our brother Ray, he put up a good point because it didn't seem like that was a 3 count when he hit. Santino hit, I think it was the Miz with the Cobra.
Yeah,
he hit somebody with it. Yeah, when they counted 1, 2, 3, then Ziggler interfered. I think that was a 3.
It was really close.
It was close.
It was Ziggler came in there.
Technically, Teddy kind of won the match because I think that was a 3. And I think they messed up. Maybe they mistimed it, but yeah.
I don't know, but you want to talk about that suit that Laurinaitis had on?
Oh man, you can do that.
That was just a horrible suit. Let's just leave it.
It was all white with a red tie. Yeah, that's not a good look. I never thought all white on white is a good look. I don't think that's a good look.
Nah, he looked like. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Yeah, just gonna leave it alone. So, what'd you give that match?
I give it 2 out of 2.3 out of 5.
I give it about 2.3, 2.5.
Yeah, it was okay. It was decent.
I think it was kind of a letdown.
Ending was a letdown, but the match wasn't bad. It was a decent match.
Yeah. All right.
And plus, it was a good match to have after that end of an era match because the crowd was probably a little worn out. Yeah. That was a good filler match.
Yeah, you don't want to continue with the emotion. It's
right.
Not with the crowd. They'll sit on you. Okay. So after this match, then we had the Chris Jericho and CM Punk match. And I really thought that Chris Jericho was going to win this match. They had this match. It started out kind of slow. I think the crowd was still a little worn out from the Hell in a Cell match. So they didn't get real hype with it until the very end. I don't think so. That's understandable.
It didn't pick up really to the end when they kept getting all those submission holds on each other. That was pretty good.
So I think we both didn't like how it started though, with Jericho trying to get Punk disqualified.
Yeah, because there was a promo before the match where Laurinaitis he approached CM Punk and said, "Hey, look, if you get disqualified, pretty much you're still gonna lose the title regardless."
Right.
So Chris Jericho was doing whatever he could to get Punk disqualified. Like, he would slap CM Punk like your father's a drunk or your sister's a drug addict, and try to get anything to try to get him to lose is cool. But yeah, I didn't really like that.
Because if you're saying you're the best in the world, you shouldn't have to do things like that. Right?
Precisely.
So, I mean,
yeah,
it just makes the heels look so much more weaker than the faces.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but the match was pretty good. It was a good match.
I think my favorite part of the match was when CM Punk tried to do that Hurricane Rhino off the top rope, and then Jericho stopped.
That was a good spot. That was good.
He jumped down and got the walls of Jericho on him.
Walked him over to the middle of the ring and planted right there with the walls of Jericho on him. That was great.
Yeah,
that was great. But I'm glad. I kind of like the ending of the match where he tapped up to it because I think it was a good ending. Because towards the end of the match, they was just switching like. Chris Jericho would get the walls of Jericho and CM Punk will switch it to a roll up. And Chris Jericho would get the walls of Jericho on him again. And then CM Punk would get the Anaconda Vice. It was pretty intense at the end. And the crowd got into it towards the end.
Yeah, and I think it plays into CM Punk saying he's the best in the world, where Jericho he was in the kind of vice, and he kept hitting him with the knees.
Oh, yeah.
So then the last time Punk leaned forward with it, and he couldn't knee him no more. He had nowhere to go. So
that was pretty clever. Yeah. That was a good storytelling, too. That kind of showed, how he is the best in the world at what he does. That was good.
CM Punk comes out on top, retains his title. I think I had to give this match a 4 out of 5. I thought it started slow, but that end it built up, and it was a great match.
I give it a 3.5 out of 5. That was a great match. I enjoyed it.
Right. Okay, so the big match of the night: Rock versus John Cena. And I admit I picked John Cena, but I was rooting for The Rock so hard. I was surprised that they actually let The Rock pin him.
I was a straight homer. I was going for The Rock all the way. I'm not a Cena fan at all. Not at all. No.
All right, so I think to start the match, it started out. Some people say it started slow, but I think they were just feeling each other out a little bit.
I think the match was great. Because you gotta let it sink in. You gotta let the emotion sink in, because in the beginning of the match, it was kind of like the Hogan versus Rock stare down. They was looking at each other. They was just looking at the crowd. The crowd was. Let me tell you something. This Miami crowd was one of the best crowds they had in a while. They was on all the right matches. They were hyped. They were into it. They were loud. And they were outdoors. You can still hear it. That says a lot, man.
And they were late showing up, just like typical Miami fans. but they came out and they supported the matches that they should. I mean, the 3 awesome matches, they were there. They were live.
Oh, man.
So
I think it was perfect. I think they got off to a nice slow start, because you don't want to get into it right away. You want to. The whole point of wrestling is you're in the ring. You're telling a story. Mm-hmm. And that's what they were doing. They were letting the emotions sink in. And by the way, that was an epic failed attempt on the WWE to get a 50-50 reaction, because that was more like 80-20. If that might be being generous.
That might be being generous. But but the whole thing with Rock and Cena over this whole year has been they've been trying to one up each other with promos, and I think that's how the match started. John Cena pushed the Rock down, right. Rock pushed Cena down. Right. Rock got a spot with he was dominant. Cena had a spot where he was dominant. So that really was the whole match. Really.
It was, because right when the match started, they got in that tie up, and John Cena pushed the Rock all the way back to the turnbuckle. It was like, okay, and the Rock did it back to him. But then after that, it was a nice match. I think I really liked the part where they had the submission holds. Oh man!
I thought The Rock was gonna have to I thought he was gonna pass out and just not be able.
He actually did pass out with STF. I thought that was a wrap, and I like how they brought back the whole old school. You raise your hand up.
Yeah, you hadn't seen that in a while.
I haven't seen that since the Attitude Era, honestly.
Right?
They don't do that much. But
it's been a long time.
That was the emotion. And I think the ending was great. You kind of saw some heel tactics from John Cena.
Yeah, he started getting a little arrogant.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because he did all his finishers.
But I think they kind of knew that, because as much as they were trying to push John Cena as the face, at least in this environment, he was the heel. He was the guy getting booed. So, I mean, why not play on to that a little bit?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if that's all the way healed, though, with what he was doing at the end with the whole, he was mocking The Rock, obviously, but. Yeah. But
I mean, The Rock did have that moment when he did the "You Can't See Me" and almost got beat.
He almost got beat himself. I think that was perfect as far as telling the story of the match and how they incorporated the year feud and stuff like that. So it was a good match.
It was good. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5.
I'll have to agree with you.
That was a good match. Next to the end of an era match, that was the second best match of the night.
So that's how you rank them. End of an era. There was really a big 3 in.
Yes, end of an era, once in a lifetime, and the WWE Championship match were the best matches of the night.
Yeah, in that order. Yeah, in that order. I agree with you there. So where does this leave John Cena now? He just lost to The Rock. He said he had to win this match.
He's gonna go back to Super Cena, guys. He's gonna go back to Super Cena.
You don't think he's gonna miss a beat?
I don't think. Some people say him and The Rock might have a rematch.
I don't know if they should do that, because they built this.
Well, if it's a rematch, John Cena's gonna win. Yeah, if they have a rematch, for like Extreme, not for next year's WrestleMania, for the next pay-per-view.
I don't know why would you do that though.
I don't know. This is what I heard, man. I'm just throwing it out.
Well, you know, Prince Albert, right? And he signed a contract with WWE. He's been over in Japan.
Prince Albert.
I forget what they call him, Lord Minchi or something like that.
Prince Albert from like WWF,
yeah.
TNA, what was it? Him and Test that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him in a minute.
I guess he blew up in Japan, and like he's this big superstar over there, so they signed him. I think he's gonna start feuding with Cena, like tonight, I think. So,
spoiler alert! I heard Brock Lesnar signed a contract with WWE.
Yeah, we're gonna put a spoiler alert before this happens.
Spoiler alert!
We don't want people mad at us, so. So yeah, man. It was overall a good pay per view. What did you get the pay per view?
See, I gave last year's WrestleMania a D+.
I wasn't as harsh last year. I gave it like a C+ or something. Like
that WrestleMania last year didn't do it for me. This year was a lot better. The way I see it, you had 2 terrible matches. You had 2 decent matches. You had 2 good matches. And you had 2 excellent matches. So, I guess I'll give it I'll be generous and give it a B-. I thought it was pretty good WrestleMania.
I give it a solid B. I thought they just dropped the ball with the World Heavyweight Championship match. That dropped it a couple.
If that would have been a decent match, if they would have did something with that, I might raise my grade up to a B. But nowadays, you getting a B- for that. Let me spend $55 for 18 minutes World Heavyweight title match.
18 seconds.
What?
AJ was looking fine though. What?
And she was looking fine. And her man was looking at fine.
Can you blame him?
The mat.
Can you blame him? Can't really blame the dude. All right, y'all. So, like you said, just like us, like the video. Please subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. You want to put your Twitter out there?
You can put it in the box.
All right,
I
so
should point down there in the box. It'll
right
be there
in the box, or I'll put it on the screen, like right in this area right here. Magic. All right, so tell us what you think, and have a nice day. All right, I can cut all this out when it happens. All right.
You know it's the Mac Militant. Coming to get it on. Like it's trucking up the storm. Feel the pain that I'm trying to contain. My heart is back in the running my veins. I'm coming.
Holla, holla, holla. Holla, player. Teddy, man, we gonna miss you, dog.